What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Awkward Yoga Girl. Today we're going to do a beginner flow. So if you are now just starting your yoga practice or you're just starting with me, this is a great video to kind of walk you through some of the steps. It's a progressive type of flow, so each time we go through, we're gonna add a little bit. So every time you come into a pose, feel the difference and try to find a little bit more space inside of it, and you're gonna get the best out of your practice. Today I'm practicing with Mel, who's gonna be providing all the visuals here, and I'll provide some modifications if you do need some. You can always pause the video, ain't nobody watching you, so it's okay. And let's get started. We're gonna start today in a child's pose. So your big toes touch, knees out wide, towards the back of the mat. Hands down, extend the arms. While you are here, you can have a different, you can experience a little bit of difference in shoulder mobility, hip mobility, just allowing yourself to figure out what's talking to you first. If your hips are very tight, you can also close the knees and then fold over. If your feet do not come down to the ground flat, you can always tuck the toes. Or if you have a little more shoulder issues, you can bring your shoulders behind you, grabbing onto your heels, palms facing up, or you can connect your hands behind your head. While we're here, everybody just start to breathe nice and easy. Big inhale and big exhale. Focus on the breath and relax your shoulders. All right, let's start to move a little bit, everybody. Take a nice big inhale. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Big inhale. Sigh it out again. One more time. Big inhale. Open your mouth, sigh it out. All right. This time, big inhale. Close your mouth, out your nose. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Keep breathing in and out the nose. This is Ujjayi breath. Keep this going for the remainder of the practice. While you're here, if you get a little bit more comfortable as your body starts to sink in, walk your hands a little forward. Maybe you open your knees a little wider. Anytime throughout the practice, if you feel this becomes too much, feel free to come to child's pose or any other resting pose that you choose. Eyes stay closed. On your next inhale, shift forward to a tabletop position. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and just start to wiggle around. Neck circles, hip circles. Get a little weird with it. So notice if you're just sitting there just going like this. I need you to get weird. Like get super weird, kind of like you had a whole bottle of wine by yourself, and now you listen to the first like 2 Drake albums about to call your ex. Like that's how I want you to be moving. All right, come to a neutral spine. Let's do a little bit of spinal activation here. Inhale, gaze up, drop your belly, look up. Exhale, chin, chest, round the spine. Over exaggerate here. Inhale, gaze up, drop belly. Exhale, chin, chest, round the spine. One more time. Inhale, gaze up, drop belly. Exhale, chin, chest, round. Come to a neutral spine. All right, extend your right foot to the back of the room. Foot is on the floor. Just press it back and forth. Notice that the hamstring is super tight. Notice the ankles, the toes. Squeeze your belly in, come to neutral. Your left toe can be tucked or untucked, it's up to you. Lift your right foot off the ground. Keep the hips square to each other. Stay here, press into your right hand. Keep the shoulder on top and extend the left arm forward. Stay here. Creating this perfect line from heel to hand. Fingertips are spread. Squeeze the belly up and in. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, knee and elbow touch underneath you. Inhale, extend it back out. Squeeze the core. Exhale, knee and elbow touch underneath you. Inhale, extend it back out. Take it one more time. Exhale, knee and elbow touch underneath you. Flex the foot on the way back, extend it back out. Stay here. Bend your right knee. Left arm goes out to the side. See if you can reach back and grab onto your foot. If you can, press your foot into your hand. Press the foot behind you. If your leg is like, I knew I put that foot back there, then don't worry about it. All you gotta do is just right here and pull the heel towards the glute. Gently release everything back and both hands down to the ground. Shake it out, wiggle it out. All right, I know my new people like, I thought this was for beginners. You gotta begin somewhere, baby. All right, now let's try the other side. Left foot goes back. Let's go back and forth. All right. Notice the difference in your sides. All right. Lift the left foot. Right arm goes out. Turn it on. So flex the foot or point the leg, something. So don't just let it hang there. Big inhale. Exhale, knee and elbow touch underneath you. Inhale, strong. Bring it back out. Exhale, knee and elbow touch underneath you. Inhale, back out. One more time. Bring it in. And back out. Stay here. Right arm reaches out to the side. Bend the left knee. You can stay right here and just reach or grab onto the foot. Notice if one leg is like, yes, and other leg is like, no. Press the foot away. One more big inhale. Stay for the exhale. Reach the arm out. Extend. Inhale. Exhale, both hands down. Wiggle around. Neck circles, hip circles. All right. Let's come to our first downward facing dog. So from your tabletop, tuck your toes. Fingertips spread out wide. Hover the knees. Press the floor away. Press your chest towards your thighs. Then start to straighten the legs up to the sky. If your heels don't come down to the ground, that is okay. You can always bend your knees if your hamstrings are starting to talk to you. Pedal your feet. Move around however you feel. Shoulders separate. Palms pressing down. Base knuckles of the hands and the heels of the hands pressing down. Come onto your tippy toes. Inhale. Press your chest back. Exhale, heels down. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, heels down. One more time, tippy toes. Exhale, down. This time, look forward. Come onto your tippy toes. Walk your feet to your hands. If your feet are like, nah, bend the knees. That's fine. Once you get to the top of the mat, feet spread hip distance apart, fold over. Bend the knees as much as you need. Sway side to side. Now take your hands, clasp your fingers, and place them behind your neck. Not your head, but your neck. Squeeze your elbows in. Tuck your chin to your chest and pull down. Staying right here. So this is a decompression in the cervical spine. So if you have any kind of tightness in the neck, your traps or anything like this, gently pull down. You'll feel a nice stretch all the way through the spinal column. All right. Staying right here. If you feel it all the way in your lumbar spine, that means you need to do this more often. All right, release your hands down to the ground. Heel to toe your feet together. Inhale, halfway lift, bring your hands to your shins, create a flat spine. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, bring your hands to your shins. You can keep your knees bent if you'd like. Exhale, bring it down. Last one, inhale, halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, reach up, rise up, hands to the sky. Good, touch your palms, bring your hands to heart center. All right, so we're gonna start with some modified sun salutation A's. So we're gonna open up our hips as well as our spine. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, squeeze the belly in, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat spine. Good, plant your hands, now step your left foot to the back of your mat. Place the back knee down, untuck the toe. Inhale your arms up to the sky. If this is too much, you can always place your hands onto your thigh. Press your pelvic bone slightly forward to open up through the hips. We're gonna slowly move into this and then we're gonna start to add a little bit onto it. Now, one more big inhale stay for the exhale. Arms up, big inhale. Exhale, both hands down. Lift the back knee and tuck the toe. Right foot steps back, downward facing dog. Good. Pedal your feet here. Now, without lifting the left foot high, I just want you to step the left foot in between your hands. Take a nice inhale, exhale, step the left foot forward, back knee down. Same thing, opposite side. Hands to thigh, press your pelvic bone forward. All right. Opening up the right psoas, you can always squeeze the right butt cheek to make it a little more interesting. Just don't look at nobody dead in the face when you're squeezing your butt cheek. All right, inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Now, lift the back knee, tuck the toes, step the right foot forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up, rise up, hands to the sky. Good, exhale, hands to heart center. Let's go a little faster. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, hands down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat spine. Left foot steps back, exhale. Back knee down, untuck the toe. Inhale, arms up, just for one breath. Exhale, both hands down. Downward facing dog, right leg steps back. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Back knee down, inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Step forward, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Reach up, rise up, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands down to heart center. All right, so now we're gonna actually add a vinyasa into this. This is our first time adding this progression. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hands down. Inhale, halfway lift. Good, left foot steps back. Back knee down, untuck the toe. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Now step back to a high plank. Squeeze the belly in. Round the upper back, take a nice inhale, shift forward, then lower all the way down to the floor. Keep your hands underneath your shoulders. Squeeze your elbows in. Inhale, lift the chest 2 to 3 inches off the ground. Exhale, come back down. 6 to 8 inches. Squeeze the elbows in. Squeeze the belly in. Lift the shoulders about 8 inches off the ground. Exhale, come back down. If either one of those back bends work for you, do those. If you want to go a little bit deeper, press into your hands, straighten the arms. Soft bend in the elbows. The pelvic bone can stay going towards the ground. If you want to make it a little more interesting, press into the tops of the feet and hover the hips off the ground. Now, no matter where you are, hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Big inhale. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Back knee down, untuck the toe. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale, both hands down. Step the right foot forward, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Reach up, rise up, hands to the sky. Hands to heart center. Let's add the last one before we go through. Chaturanga this time. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, halfway lift. Now step the left foot back. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands down. Step back, high plank, inhale. Exhale, lower down halfway. So you can either hover or drop the knees. Inhale, pull your chest through, back bend of your choice. Beautiful, y'all. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the left foot forward. Back knee down, inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Step forward, inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Reach up, rise up, hands to the sky. Hands to heart center. Our last one, we're gonna put it all together, one breath per movement. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Left foot steps back, exhale. Inhale, arms up, go for a back bend if you got it. Exhale, hands down. High plank, inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, pull your chest through. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the left foot forward, back knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Step the right foot forward, inhale. Exhale. Rise up, inhale. Touch your palms, hands to heart center. Hold here. Squeeze the belly button in, shoulders down. Your body should feel nice and warm. Let's move into our flow. All right, so we're gonna build on exactly what we just did. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, flat spine. Now, both hands plant down to the ground, step both feet back, downward facing dog. If you would like to go through your vinyasa, which is your high to low, upward facing to downward facing, feel free to do so. If you like, no, I don't want to do that, then don't. Everybody take a nice inhale. Open your mouth side out. Inhale, look forward. Step your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Grab both ankles. Sit your butt as low as your knees. Then inhale your arms up to the sky and your chest up. Chair pose. Stay right here. So squeeze the belly in, slightly bringing the pelvic bone under you. Squeezing thighs together. Arms reach up. Start to turn your palms up, pinkies towards each other. External rotation in the upper arm. All right, so think about porta potty. Boom. You got white pants on. It's like an outdoor festival. And you on a blind date. And you got all white on. And he fine, or she fine. I don't play them games. You can do that whatever you want to. This is what I want. Squeeze it in. Take one more big inhale. You're in a porta potty. There's very little margin of error. Yes, girl, yes. One more big inhale. Exhale, forward fold, hands down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, downward facing dog, or go through your vinyasa. Inhale, pull through. Downward facing dog. All right, now lift your right leg up to the sky. Square your hips so your right pinky toe is facing down. Look at your left toe. Inhale, right leg higher. Exhale, knee to nose. Look forward, step your right foot in between your hands. First standing position, left heel comes down, left toes are facing the left corner of your mat. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. So square the hips towards the front of the room, arms up. Beautiful. Mel has amazing warrior one. She's sitting deep into her left thigh, deep into her right thigh. Belly's in, shoulders are down. Nice little warrior one here. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down to the ground. Come off the back heel, step the right foot back. Downward facing dog. Once again, if you want to add vinyasas, feel free. Inhale, left leg goes up to the sky. So it's okay if the knee stays bent. I want you to square the hip. So notice if you're opening the hip, like your toes are floating out, close them hips. Ain't nobody bought you dinner yet. Close them hips. Left heel goes up to the sky. Inhale, knee to nose. Look forward, step the foot in between your hands. Back heel comes down. Square the hips forward, rise up, warrior one. Notice the difference in your sides. One hip is gonna tell you which one's tighter. So let your hips rotate towards the front. Sit deep into the left thigh, squeeze the belly in. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Step the left foot back, vinyasa or downward facing dog. All right, we're opening the hips, everybody. Inhale, look forward. Hop your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, feet are together. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, sit the hips low. Remember the porta potties, sit low. She's gonna be like, porta potties. That's what I want you to think of me in your porta potty. That's a weird thing to have, but I'll take it. I want somebody to be like, this is what she was talking about. All right, take a nice inhale, touch your palms. As you exhale, twist to the right. Bring your left elbow on the outside of the right knee. So while you're here, keep the knees parallel. Notice if one knee floats out more than the other, that means your hips are not squared. So stay here, stack the elbows on top, and twist. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, forward fold, hands down to the ground. Spread your feet hip distance apart. Bring your peace fingers and grab onto your big toes. Inhale, halfway lift, holding onto the toes. Bend the knees if you need to, or straighten the legs. Exhale, fold. Tuck your chin to your chest. Elbows go out to the sides of the room. So pull down, yes. Breathe here. Elbows go out. Straighten the legs to get into your hamstrings. Bend the knees to get into your low back. Keep pressing the foot down and pulling. You're fighting yourself with your fingers and your toes. Gently release the hands. Heel to toe the feet back together. Inhale, halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale, let it go. Bend your knees, hips low, chair pose again. Belly in. Touch your palms, inhale. Exhale, twist to the left side. Right elbow on the outside of the left. Stack the elbows on top. You can have the palms together. You can do a fist. You can hold an energy ball. I don't know, whatever you like to do. Now every exhale, work on pressing your right elbow into your thigh. Look past your left shoulder. One more big inhale. I know, stay for the exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Now, open your feet hip distance apart again. Take your palms facing up and slide them underneath your feet. The goal here is trying to get your thumbs of your feet, your big toes to your wrist. Lengthen torso, inhale. Exhale, same thing as the last, elbows go out. Tuck the chin to your chest and breathe here. Bending the knees is once again going to help you with your low back. Straightening the legs is more hamstring. Pull down and separate the shoulders. All right, take one more big inhale. Exhale, release. Release the hands, heel to toe the feet back together. Inhale, halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale, forward fold. Last chair, bend your knees, sit your hips low. Squeeze it, sit lower. Look down, can you see your toes? If you can't see your toes, slide your hips back a little further. Squeeze the thighs together, all while pressing the heels apart. You'll notice you'll start to feel the outside line turn on. One more biggie, I know. Exhale, forward fold, hands down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands down, step back, high plank. Downward facing dog, or once again, vinyasa if you feel it. You can be like, F them vinyasas, Alicia, I don't care about them goddamn vinyasas. All right, let's add on a little bit. Feet together at the back of your mat. Turn your right toes, your top of your foot down to the floor. Your right top of the foot down to the floor. Now keep the hips square, inhale the right leg up. Good, exhale, knee to nose. Step the foot in between your hands. Warrior one, back heel comes down, arms up. If this is too much, everybody first bring your hands to your hips. So notice where your chest is, rotate the hips forward and then sit deeper into your right thigh. Once you feel good here, you can reach the arms up. Take a nice inhale. Stay for the exhale. Now touch your palms, take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, we're gonna lunge to the back of your mat. So press into the right heel, bend into your left knee, and take a side lunge. You can stay up, you can come down. If your heel comes down to the ground, that's awesome. You're gonna feel the opening in the inside of the groin. If that's like, Alicia, the way my knees is set up, not like Megan's, I'm gonna stay right here. So take a nice inhale, stay for the exhale. All right, inhale, crescent lunge, back to the front. So bend into the right knee, square the hips, come off the back heel, arms up to the sky, sit low. Go, you should feel this. Squeeze that left butt cheek, press into the left heel so the heel's on top of the toe crease, arms up and sit low. Big inhale, go for an up and back. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Throughout that series, if you need to drop your knee, feel free. Step the right foot back, downward facing dog. All right, everybody, we doing good? Mel, you doing good? All right, let's try the other side. Take a nice inhale, stay for the exhale. Top of the left foot down to the floor. Why do we do this? Because it squares the hips. Inhale, the left leg goes up. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the left foot in between your hands. Back heel comes down, warrior one. Arms up. Remember, let's make sure our hips are in line. Bring your hands to your hips. So notice if they're opening here. Pull that right shoulder forward and sit deep into the thigh. Squeezing the belly in and pressing through the blade edge of the foot. Inhale the arms up to the sky and touch your palms. Remember, we're gonna press through that left foot, side lunge. Stay up as high or go as low as you like. Turn the left toes up so you feel the inside of the groin. Good, shift forward back into a crescent lunge. Left foot comes down, back heel comes up, arms up. Squeeze the butt of that right butt cheek, squeeze it and lift, belly in. Now look up, go up and back, big inhale. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Downward facing dog or go through your vinyasa, high to low. All right, take a nice big inhale, make a sound and let it go. All right, let's try this again. Feet together, right leg goes up. Step the right foot in between your hands. Warrior one, back heel comes down, inhale, arms up. Exhale, side lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Reach your arms up. Now here, turbo lunge, chest on top of the thigh, lean forward, press through that back heel, because all we're gonna do is I'm from Houston, Texas, home of NASA, baby. We call it. Press into that right foot, lift, keep the hips square, and balance. Create a capital T with your body. So flex the foot, square the hips. So modification. If you have 2 blocks in front of you, place your hands on the blocks and work on lifting that back leg and squeezing the belly in, closing the hips. Remember, nobody bought your dinner first. Close those hips. This ain't hinge. This is not hinge. No. Take one more big inhale. Whether your hands are on the ground or whether your hands heart center or extending out forward, take one more big inhale. Good. Everybody bring your hands back to heart center. Step that left foot to the back of your mat. Both hands down. Right foot goes back. Shake out that right leg. Downward facing dog. Hey. All right, let's try it again. Other side. Top of the foot. Inhale, left leg up. Step the left foot through. You know we're going. Back heel comes down. Warrior 1. Rise up. Good. Exhale, side lunge. Back of your mat. Shift it forward. Crescent lunge. Exhale, turbo lunge. Chest on top of thighs. Inhale. 3, 2. Lift up. Think about pressing that back leg. So the key here is if my back leg is not engaged, it's going to be harder for me to balance. The moment I turn on that back leg by pointing or flexing the foot, lifting through the chest, a little up dog, belly in, I'm going to find a much more sturdier balancing pose. Same thing, hands can be on the ground. Take one more big inhale. Step that right foot to the back of your mat. Hands down to the ground, vinyasa or down dog. Look. Hey. All right, everybody, take a nice big inhale. Open your mouth and let it go. All right, let's try something. Inhale, right leg goes up to the sky. Exhale, step it through. Warrior 1, inhale, rise up. We're going through it. You should know. And each time you come through, feel something different. Get deeper into it. Arms up. Exhale, side lunge. Crescent lunge, back to the front. Exhale, turbo lunge, chest goes back. Inhale, launch forward. Hands on the ground or hands at heart center. Now here's the chill. Bring your right hand down to the ground or on the block. Start to reach your left arm up. Now open the hips. Now it's hinged. Take one more big inhale. I know. Bend your right knee, step the left foot back. The left foot should be parallel with the back of the mat. Rise up to warrior 2. Woo! We're getting into it. You can move around. That's why I put on the jams. I don't just have you sit here, listen to amazing music so you can just sit here. Good, sit. Now the hips are gonna be completely open here. Stay deep into your right thigh. Now, reach forward. Reach forward. Turn your palm up. Think about, I don't know, I'm just trying to think of a reference of reaching forward like you're gonna give me $1 million and then you're like, no! Take it up and over. So, reaching forward opens up the hip. Reaching back opens up the lats. Cartwheel your hands down to the ground. Set the right foot back, come off that back foot. You can go through vinyasa if you want, or down dog. Oh, we're getting there. All right, inhale everybody. Make a sound, just go, ah. Let's do that left side. Left foot goes up. Keep pressing the right heel to the floor. Exhale, step it through. Back heel comes down, inhale, rise up. Exhale, side lunge. Right leg. It's okay. Shift forward, crescent lunge. Turbo lunge, chest on top of thigh. Good, shift forward. Here we go. Have blocks, a book, a small child, whatever you have at your house. Left hand's gonna come down. Now the right hip opens, stay right there. Think about stacking the hips. If you're working on this at home, you can always go next to a wall and work on stacking so both butt cheeks are touching the wall. All right? This may help you in other things like hinge, you know what I'm talking about? Take one more big inhale. Now, bend your left knee. Gracefully step the right foot as far back as you can. Into your warrior 2, yes! Sit deep into it. It's okay, you may bounce and fall. Squeeze the core, squeeze the belly in, and squeeze the thighs together even though they're not touching. Take one more big inhale. reach forward, flip your palm, reverse the warrior. Right hand can come behind you or down. Big inhale, cartwheel your hands down to the ground. Step the left foot back. Or vinyasa, feel free. Get the muscles then if you want them. If you want the muscles, feel free. If you're like, I got plenty of muscles. All right, let's change it up a little bit. Everybody, inhale, look forward. Step your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, reach up, rise up, hands to the sky. Touch your palms. Bring your hands to heart center. So, breathe here. Close the eyes just for a second. We've opened up the hips, we've moved, we've got our heart rate going. Now, we're just gonna bounce a little bit and then get back to it. All right, slowly open your eyes. Nice little balancing pose. So when you think of yoga, you typically think of tree, because when I first started doing yoga, and all my friends would go like this. So, we're gonna try tree. Right foot's gonna stay down first. Left foot can either come into the inside of the foot, the calf muscle, or you can even come into the thigh. Or if you have a little more flexibility, you can place the foot in the hip crease. If your legs are like, no, stay where it feels good for you. Avoid the knee. The reason why we avoid the knee is so if you're trying to catch your balance, you can dislocate your knee by pressing into it. Once you're here, find one spot that's not moving and breathe into it. So as you're moving, or as you're staying still, focus on one spot. Why? This is called drishti. Drishti allows yourself to balance by focusing on that one spot because your eyes will make you pretty much lose your balance. Once you get a little more comfortable, you can start to lower your gaze or even close your eyes to try your balance. Take one more big inhale, no matter where you are. Stay for the exhale. Good. Gently release the left foot and place it down to the ground. Shake it out. All right, if your right leg was lighting up, that just means we need to open the right leg a little more. Let's try it to the left side now. Left foot's down. Options are inside the ankle. You can go to the calf muscle. Avoid the knee. You can go to the thigh. If you have the flexibility, remember you can place into the hip crease. If you have your foot on your thigh, try to open up the hips so the knee is going out to the sides while keeping the hips squared. Hands can go wherever you'd like them to be. Focus on one spot that's not moving. So don't look at me. When you start balancing, you can milli rock while you're in here. Or just hold here. Eyes closed, belly in, shoulders down. If you'd like to grow your branches in your tree, feel free. Take about 2 more big breaths here. Don't let the left hip float out. Keep the hips nice and square, lifting yourself up, but not dumping into your outer hip. Start to bring your hands back to heart center. Slowly release the right knee up and place the foot down. Shake it out. All right, so second balancing pose we're gonna do. Same idea, balancing on one foot, except we're gonna add our arms into it. So your right foot is flat, left knee is gonna come into your chest. With both hands, grab onto your shin. So what I want you to focus on is keeping this left leg and this left foot active. So notice when you don't have anything kind of engaged, it's gonna be harder to balance. So turn on your leg and bring your left knee higher into your chest. Focus right here. You may feel the opening in your right hip flexor. All right, your left hand's gonna stay on your shin. You can bring your right hand to your hip. Take a nice inhale, and as you exhale, open your left leg out to the left side. Yes, flex the foot. Keep breathing. Stay right there. Focus on one spot that's not moving. Balancing pose. You should feel the opening of your hip. This is what happens to me when I meet a over 6'4" man with good credit. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing. But keep it up nice and tall. Hands to your hip. If you feel really good, you can stay there. You can also grab onto the foot. Some of y'all was like, no, I'm not grabbing on no foot. Chill. It's okay. You can always come back to the knee. Bring the knees forward. Both hands grab onto the shin. Lift the knee a little bit higher. Stay right here. So this is going to be your big challenge today. Touch your nose to your knee. The key to this is bringing your knee higher and then bringing your nose down to touch it. If all hell breaks loose and you're like, ah, it's okay. All you're gonna do is even just bending lowering down the chest, you're gonna get exactly where you need to go. Let's try it. Yes, so come back up. See, it's easy to come down and touch it. I've seen many people try to knee themselves in the face. So the key here is squeezing, pressing, grounding down to the standing leg, turning on this leg, and lifting the knee higher to bring my head closer, not my head closer to my knee. Once you're done, release the left foot down, shake it out. That right hip should be talking to you. All right, let's try the other side. Left foot's grounded. We all have one side that's better. I call it the Instagram side. So figure out which one is your best side. And then if you want to take pictures, do that one. All right, so bring your right knee into your chest. Both hands grab on. So you see, this is how we end this particular balancing pose. Find out what works for you now. Lift the knee higher. Focus on one spot that's not moving. Right hand comes onto your shin, left hand comes onto your hip. Keep the hips squared and open the right knee out to the right side of the room. Flexing the foot or pointing, just have something activation in your foot. Focus on one spot that's not moving. Like I said, this will help you. I don't know why that's always happening to me, but it's okay. Good. Now bring both legs, bring your right knee back into your chest. Both hands grab on. Here's that challenge here. Bring the nose down to the knee. So you're not coming lower, you're lifting your knee up higher so you can touch. Yes, Mel. Fine. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, good recovery. All right. First off, athletes. Both feet down, shake it out. It's always good to have athletes with you, know what I'm saying? All right, let's get back into this flow. Let's open up the hips. So you've done an amazing job so far. I feel like everybody's hips feel a little loosey-goosey. Now we're gonna slow it down and get onto the floor. All right, top of your mat. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat spine. Plant your hands, downward facing dog, or go through your vinyasa. Press your chest back, wiggle around. All right, everybody. Now take a nice inhale, come onto your tippy toes. Press your chest back, exhale, heels down to the ground. Feet together, right leg goes up, inhale. Step your right foot outside your right hand. Place your back knee down, untuck your toe. Turn your right toes out to the right slightly. This is gonna get the outside hip. Slowly walk your chest forward. Keep letting the left hip flow down to the floor. Grab your blocks. If you have blocks, you can stay up on your hands. You can come down to any level of the blocks that works for you. The lower you bring your shoulders on the inside of that knee, the more intense it will be on the inside of the hip. The more you rotate the thigh outward, the more you're gonna feel it on the outside of the hip. Come down to some place that's comfortable. Feel free and wiggle around. If you don't need any blocks, as you kind of start to settle in, you can come down to your forearms. Good. Stay right here. So what's happening here? A lot of stuff is happening here. Your left hip is sliding forward, which is opening up the left psoas. If you want to get deeper into this, squeeze the left butt cheek as you press the hip forward. Opening the outside knee away from the shoulder is going to activate the outside of that right hip. Feel free to move around. Move around as much as you like, because it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck, and that's okay. But if this sucks so much, that means your hips are tight, and you need to be doing this. So it's a vicious cycle. But it's gonna get so much easier as you progress here. Come up to your hands. Left hand's gonna stay down. Right hand comes on the inside of your thigh. Press the thigh away. Let the left hip drop. Look past the right shoulder. Did you feel that one, Mel? Your whole... Hey, babe. Long jump. Make sure you got health insurance. You know what I'm saying? All right, what's $20 to a boss? Don't be over here like, I'm gonna start yoga and you ain't got no kind of... Don't be an accountant over there pulling your ass muscles, trying to stretch out. All right, now stay here. Option to stay here. If you can, bend your back knee, pick your foot up off the ground. First thing is just see if you can pick it up. If you can, reach back with the right hand, grab onto the foot. If once again, if your leg is like, don't shoot, I can't. It's okay. Grab onto the foot or just keep it bent. Let your hip float forward, pull your heel towards your glute, look past your right shoulder. Yes, this is everything. This is the whole thing right here. I call this position Ty Dolla Sign because it's on everything. You know what I'm saying? You just listening to it, you like, ooh, he on this too? Exactly, that's how I feel about this. Release the foot, both hands down to the ground. Y'all can't act like Ty Dolla Sign ain't on everything. He on this song, right? I don't even know what song this is and Ty Dolla Sign on it. All right, foot down, heel to toe your foot to the middle. Hands down, oh, this is a good one. Slide your hip back and forward. Slide the hip back and forward. If you're not able to touch the floor, grab onto your blocks, place them at the height of your heel, and go back and forth. Your spine, your spine. All right, hold it back. Lengthen your torso and fold over. You can bounce it up and down. This is hamstring. Keep the foot, keep the legs straight, keep the hips lifted. Many people kind of go here. This actually takes away from the hamstring. You're just kind of sitting on the top of the, on the back of the foot. So try to stay up. If you have a little more flexibility, you can walk the foot out. If you want to come into the splits, feel free. If your whole life just ended by me doing that, then don't do that. I know somebody just went, it's okay. Come back. All right, let's get to the IT band. Turn your toes out to the right. Lengthen the torso and then fold over. You should feel this more where the hamstring and the IT band meet. Oh yeah, you feel that. Point and flex the foot if you'd like. Let's bring the toes back up, bend into the right knee. Back and forth. You should feel a little bit more space in your hamstring. All right, let's get a little bit more into the hamstring. Now, blocks are gonna stay the same. Right foot is flat. Lift your back knee, tuck your toe. Step your left foot in so the feet are about 3 to 4 feet apart from each other. Lengthen your torso, flatten the spine, both legs are straight. If you need to bend the knee a little bit, you can. Fold over that right leg. This is called pyramid pose, my literal favorite pose of all time. So, legs are straight, you can use blocks, or if your hands can come down to the ground. Pulling the hips back so the hips are completely squared with each other. You should press through the right heel so you feel the back of that leg open up. Now lengthen your torso, look forward. Keep the spine long with your chin, look forward. Now lead with your chin. Boom, you feel the difference, right? It got shittier so fast. But it's okay, if you're like, then put your head back down. Take one more big inhale. Everybody, stay for the exhale. All right. Now, bend into your right knee. Move the blocks out to the side, hands down. Right leg goes up, shake it out. You should feel like you have a new leg, right? Make some circles with your hips. All right, put the foot down. Now, left leg goes up. Step the left foot outside the left hand. Same thing, other side. Both arms on the inside, left toes go out to the side. Come down to your blocks. Whatever level is comfortable for you. Remember, let the right hip float forward, turn the toes out, and come down to your knee, your back knee. Once again, wiggle as much as you'd like here. One of the most prolific things one of my clients have ever told me came from my 6-year-old client I had like 7 years ago. And as we were doing this, and it sucks when you're doing it, he said, well, at least you're not a spider. And I was like, you're deep, kid. You're deep beyond your years. And then we had a juice box, and it was great. It was a good time. I should probably reach out to him because he's probably like a grown-up now, but it's okay. Wiggle around while you're here. Put some good music on. You can come onto the side of the foot. If you're just sitting here upset, it's not really working the way it should. So while you're here, breathe. I would recommend Jill Scott, possibly to help open up the hips, you know? My little old school people, maybe some Genuine, but you know, Genuine usually leaves or something. We ain't gonna talk about that. All right. I wanna know if anybody could play the Genuine song Pony and like not grind the floor. Is that a possible? I don't think that's possible. I don't think it is, right? You could be in church, they'd be like, yup, yup, yup. You'd be like, ooh, Jesus? Jesus? The Lord gonna open these hips. All right, so now the hips are open. All right, come up to your hands. Your right hand can stay down. For those who have a little more flexibility, you can always come down to your elbow as well. Now, left hand pressed into your left thigh, open the chest. Keep letting the right hip drop. Most people kind of like to come out of it. Keep leaning forward, you're gonna get more out of it. Stay here, work on bending the back knee. So if your back knee can bend, put it down. You can always point or flex the foot. If you can, reach back, grab onto it. Let the hips float forward as you open up. Once again, if your leg was like, don't you touch me, then just don't grab it, it's okay. You can use a strap, a belt, whatever feels good to grab it, or a towel. All right. I like moving around in this. This is the Ty Dolla $ign. Do you hear it? That's Ty Dolla $ign. He's on everything. I feel like Ty Dolla $ign will come to my family reunion and know more people than I do it. That's how I feel about Ty Dolla $ign. All right, both hands down to the ground. Ty Dolla $ign, if you see this, what's up? All right, now, heel to toe the left foot to the middle. Remember, we gotta get into those hamstrings. Grab onto those blocks again. Place them back by your heel. Straighten and bend the leg. Yeah, you hear that Ty Dolla $ign. I know everybody's just thinking about it now. Ty Dolla $ign, come on the track. You know that's what he sounds like. I do too. And I'd be like, okay, Ty Dolla $ign. Him and Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi be humming his ass off. He'd be, I wish I could hum like him. All right. Hold it back, lengthen torso, fold over. Bounce it up and down. Let it feel good. Toes come back towards the face. If you're like, why do my toes come back towards my face? Point your toe and see the difference. It's not gonna be engaging. So pointing the toe activates the front part of your leg, the quadricep, while flexing the foot activates the posterior chain. So lengthen your torso while you're here and fold over. Once again, if you wanna slide it out, come to the splits. If you were like, no, then come back, it's okay. Lengthen the torso, turn your toes to the left. Lengthen and fold over again. You can come down to your forearms, It's gonna be very intense on the outside. Notice if your hips float to the right, keep your hips neutral. Don't run from it, All right, now turn your toes back up. Let's go back and forth a couple more times. Notice every time you go back and forth, you're able to go a little bit deeper into it. Things are loosening up, cobwebs are getting dusted off a little bit. If you do have cobwebs in there, you should really go see a specialist because that's weird, just as I thought about that. All right, now, left foot is gonna be flat. Lift your back heel, tuck your toe. Step your left foot in. So feet are about 2 to 4 feet apart. Feet can be parallel to each other because if you put them in the same line, it's gonna be much harder to balance. Lengthen the torso. Reach your chin forward and bring your chin towards your big toe, all while pulling the left hip back. The lower you bring your chin towards your shin, you're gonna feel it in the upper part of the butt cheek, all right? Take 2 more breaths. All right, pulling that hip back, lengthen the torso one more time. Reach your chest a little bit further forward. Once you get as far as you can, then you can start to drop the head, maybe touching the nose to the knee, or release the hands down. Gently start to bring your blocks forward, bending into that left knee. Hands come down. Step the left foot back. Shake it out. downward facing dog. All right, everybody. Take one more big inhale. Last breath in down dog, exhale. All right, look forward. Step your feet to your hands, then come down to your butt. Good job, you've made it, we're almost there. All right, so slowly release your hands out in front of you. Move a little bit of the extra stuff you got in there. All right, flex the foot. So there's a couple different variations of this. This is Paschimottanasana or a forward fold. You can get into your back or you can get into your hamstrings. Straightening the legs, get into the hamstrings. Bending the knees gets more into the back. So first sit up nice and tall. Hands, create the L's and place them by your hips. Sit up as tall as you can, shoulders back. So this is what it looks like or feels like to sit up tall. Most of us have never done this. So sitting up tall, keep the belly in. Keep the rib cage and the belly together. Reach the arms up. Now hinge at the hips and look forward. Once you can go as far as you can, then release your hands down. You can grab onto your ankles, you can grab onto your feet, your big toes, or if you have a towel, grab around your feet. Once you're here, everybody inhale, look forward, no matter what you're holding on to. Pull your chest forward, keep your back flat, and then fold over. So once if this is too much in your hamstrings, you can also bend the knees and do the exact same thing. Once you're all the way down, let your chin come to your chest. You'll feel a nice stretch in your cervical spine all the way down to your lumbar. Breathe here. If you want to keep reaching your arms forward to slowly lower down, maybe you bring your nose in between your knees. And if you're looking at me like, no, it's not gonna happen like that, that's fine. You can always place a block underneath the chest or the chin. Whatever feels good, or keep the chest up and just hold on to the towel. Now, stay where you are with your upper body. Inhale, lift your chest. Now slowly reach your arms forward and roll yourself all the way down to the floor. If you need to adjust yourself, you can slide down. Come all the way down to the floor. Lay down on your back. Bend your knees. Feet are flat. All right. Release your hands down by your side. Press into your feet. Just a nice little back bend. You can grab your block or you can use it without. Press into your hands. Make sure your heels can touch your hands. Lift up your hips. Now, instead of thinking about opening your rib cage, think about closing the rib cage and lifting and pressing through your heels and lifting hips up. Squeeze your glutes if you'd like. Squeeze your glutes all the way up, and then when you get to the highest point, try to release your glutes and keep your hips as high. It lets you know what muscles are working and what muscles are not working. Slowly squeeze the glutes, bring it back. All right, let's try one more time. Bridge, if you're ready for wheel, you can bring your hands outside your ears and press up. If you're like, no, let's do bridge again. Feet are down, inhale, lift up the hips. This time, bring your hands underneath you if you're not in wheel, and clasp your hands, and press your pinkies into the floor as you lift up. Wheel is always available, just like Mel's doing. Pressing through her heels, stacking the shoulders on top of the wrist. Take one more big inhale, everybody lift up. Exhale, slowly come back down. Bring your knees into your chest. Grab onto the shins. All right. Last little couple stretches here. Everybody take a nice inhale. Grab onto the shins. Inflate your belly. As you exhale, pull your knees into your chest. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, knees into your chest. Cross your arms out to a T. Let's bring your arms out to a T. Your legs can stay side by side, or you can cross them for a little bit more. Take a nice inhale and let your legs float to the left. Supine twist. The goal is to keep the right shoulder blade on the ground. If your legs don't go over immediately, if they stop, take a nice inhale and exhale, go a little deeper. Take your time getting into this twist. You can always place a block or something underneath your knees if it's a little bit too much to hold them up into the sky. Every exhale, deepen. Look past your right shoulder. Take one more big inhale. Stay for the exhale. You can stay as long as you'd like if you like to pause or anything. I love sitting in supine twist, so I have no problem with me if you want to do that. Slowly come back up on your inhale. Undo your legs. You can sway side to side if you like, just a little bit. And we're gonna go into the other side. Cross the left leg on top of the right. Inhale, exhale, let it go. Float it over to the right. If they don't go all the way down, that's okay. Inhale, and then slowly let it release. You can always use your hand to intensify if you have somebody else to help you. If you really want to get deep into a twist, have like a dog or somebody sit on you. While you're here, think about expanding the side ribs and then twisting deeper as you exhale. You can look past your left shoulder. Keep that left shoulder blade on the ground. The reason why we keep the left shoulder on the ground, because if it's up, you're just twisting. Your T-spine is not getting a rotation. You're just kind of leaning on one side. Take one more big inhale and stay for the exhale. Whatever you did on one side, try to stay as long as you did on the other. So if you pause on one side, pause on this side as well. If not, slowly come back up, inhale. Spread your feet, grab onto your feet, arms on the inside. Pull your knees down by your ribs, and the soles of the feet go up to the sky. This is called happy baby. It's very familiar because this is what babies do. And if you want to be really authentic, you can go goo goo gaga and spit up on somebody. Preferably somebody with a really nice shirt on. Move as much as you like. You can jiggle, jiggle, wiggle, wiggle. You can try to straighten one leg, then the other. Or if you're interested, you can go Saturday night special, which is both of them. All right, any other poses or maneuvers or anything that you would like to add to finish your practice, now is the time. If not, we're gonna rest in our Shavasana and Supta Baddha Konasana. So bring your feet down to the ground, soles of the feet together, knees out wide, creating that butterfly. You could stay here for Shavasana. This will help open up the hips. You can also place blocks underneath your knees while you do this. If not, you can extend your legs out forward into for Shavasana. If you have any low back pain, you can bend your knees so your back is completely flat, or place blocks underneath your thighs to create the flatness in the spine. Close the eyes and relax deep into your mat. Nothing else is needed for your practice. This is your Shavasana. Feel free to stay in your Shavasana as long as you'd like. If you would also like to, if you're at your house or you have a wall access, you can put your legs up the wall and stay right there with your back flat. This is the end of your practice. Thank you for joining me for our Yoga for Beginners class. Take this as many times as you can, because every time you'll find a little bit more depth into it, as well as a little bit more just freedom in it. Thank you for joining me. This has been Awkward Yoga Girl. Thank you. Holla. What I've learned from a traveler.